Alright, we good? Alright. Hey everyone, it's Silla from Studios, and I'm recording this on the 1st, so I can get things simple and started. Everyone, say hi to Rookie again from the Jurassic World Indoraptor Saga. The Corey Loris has been with our survivors from Indoraptor Return, Attack, and so forth. And this becomes a special announcement for him and the series in general. And speaking of Indoraptor, figured I'd bring both versions out. The new one from Dino Trackers, I've recently gotten in the more recent months, is here. If you guys haven't seen the newest film I've put out yet, I have used him in that one, Jurassic Park Genesis. Like a whole, like, Predators and Hunger Games meets Jurassic Park in a way. And also Squid Game, but you get it. But the more original Indoraptor, you know, the one where the weird head shape isn't exactly what it looked like in the actual film. It just looks weird, but I like it. I think it's fine. I mean, you don't always expect these sculpts to be 100% cool. I mean, Drew Mattel has gotten a lot of cool sculpts done for these dinosaurs over, like, since 2018 when he first got the license and everything with Fallen Kingdom was coming out. But yeah, you know, there's always going to be a hit and miss situation. But yeah, I've had this guy throughout a whole long of the series, and Rookies from Dino Rivals. I got him on Easter at one point, and I finally put him on film. And the thing here with our little pal is that I'm gonna be using him again for Jurassic Era, and I'm just gonna say here, Jurassic Era is finally gonna have itself in development soon. I'm not going to say when, but I'm going to say it's soon. But something that also is going to be in production, or at least in a development, once I get this new film I'm working on, this Xenomorph movie, The Alien, and this Jason movie I'm going to be working on, the Camp Crystal Lake Massacre, which is really going to be fun. I kind of, knowing I've had these horror movie figurines and stuff, I always kind of figured what could I do with a simple horror movie slasher. Like, I've done monsters, dinosaurs, and all that other junk. That's why I figured, why not? So, yeah, I figured, yeah. And the thing I wanted to announce here also is that Ricky here, our little Corey Loris, in the Indoraptor Saga is going to have his own film. Yeah. Well, there's going to be like... Well, yeah, there's just going to be like his own movie. It's going to be a prequel with him, Simon, Mac, and Daryl Sully from Indoraptor Return. You know, the 3 people who were stuck on Isla Sorna with him, who raised him when he was like little. Like, we're gonna see his beginning of his story and where it's led up to Indoraptor Return, Attack, you know, The Voyage, Jurassic Nightmare, the whole series. And where it will be in Jurassic Era. And as for the sequel to Jurassic Era, Jurassic Reign, it's gonna involve, that movie's gonna involve some of the things in Rebirth, because on July 2nd, tomorrow, I will be seeing Jurassic World Rebirth, hopefully, or maybe some other type of day in July, in the weekend or something with my family, because my dad and I are very excited to see it. My mom too. Like, we grew up on these movies, so it's really fun. And I really hope it's good. Like, I've seen the more recent TikToks of looking at the Rotten Tomatoes, and it doesn't look good. Like, it gets me concerned, but then again, there's just early reviews on critics, and we haven't seen the audience score yet, so that means we're still up into debate on if the movie is good, depending on the audience, than the critics, because the critics look, I defend Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom with my life, and that is gonna stay there to the day I die. And I'm a defender of the Lost World. And look, I think JP3 is a good movie. Like, well, an alright movie. It's just the kind of the weakest out of all the films out of Jurassic Park trilogy and the other movies. Well, it's second weakest. The first one is just Dominion. I thought I liked it a lot at first when it first came out, like the theatrical and the director's cut. The director's cut is like the extended version is a lot better, but it's still a very, very low movie, to be honest. I mean, the effects look pretty good, the CGI is not bad, and it's just all over the place. But the whole point on the Indoraptor Saga is that Jurassic Era and Jurassic Reign will finally get into development. Me and JP Carnotaurus dude or Dr. Figure Pictures. I know, and buddy, I am sorry I have been nothing but responsive or anything else from this movie since we first had this idea after I did Jurassic World: The Voyage. I'm sorry, it's been hell me trying to figure out how to get this movie finally made. Because you got your own thing here and I got my shit, and that kind of just faded away, and I'm very sorry I went through all that hell to not even have much else to be put out for you with a lot of work. You've definitely had your part on the film, and for me finally getting this done, I really hope I do. And you're a good dude, and your content is awesome. Check him out, guys. He's a very cool person. And for Ricky here, the Coy Loris, we are finally gonna get his story, but actually something I will also announce some two other things. This title was an idea from somebody who commented on the first teaser on Jurassic Park Isolation. It's called Jurassic World Free Roam. Let's see. Remember that didn't have to check again. But yeah, that will be more of the aftermath of the voyage on Rookie, just surviving without Simon and Mac. Simon and Mac with Daryl Sully from the first two Indoraptor movies in the saga were basically his guardians, the people who raised him since he was an egg. If you haven't seen Indoraptor Return and don't know his story, go to the Indoraptor Saga playlist on my channel and you'll get the gist of everything in his story. That Jurassic World Free Roam will happen after the events of The Voyage and before Jurassic Nightmare. So that would be a second sequel to Rookie's prequel story. Yeah, and that will also focus on the JP3 Spinosaurus, the adult Junior Rex, and the Indo's rivalry on Sorna as Simon, Mac, and Daryl with Rookie try to survive as they go through the years of getting off Isla Sorna, which prove unsuccessful until Billy and his crew show up. Yeah. And for when I'll probably use this figurine in the later movies, I think maybe use him in Jurassic Reign, to be honest. I would want him to be an older version. Over time, this became a very huger version of himself. To be honest, yeah. And how I really want Jurassic Era and Jurassic Reign to be these Planet of the Apes type movies, yeah, I do want how that storyline goes. The Indoraptor is basically Caesar. Yeah, in terms of how I would do this, if I'm gonna get some near human figurines too and some new dinosaurs, I would actually want to get it. And for Jurassic Reign, I actually do want to add some dinosaurs from Rebirth into this, and the island of Rebirth, and that to tie in, knowing this Jurassic World Rebirth is gonna be coming out. Jurassic Era and Jurassic Reign are gonna be this whole future thing, this whole reenact of my way of making a Dominion. So I figured why not actually add those dinosaurs in. the D-Rex, those other dinosaurs, that island, to make it more interesting for the story. So, yeah. So it's bumping my knuckles. Oh, there you go. And I never really get the hang of that type of thing, yeah. But the one thing I will also announce, I thought on it a lot. I wasn't sure if it would be. I have planned on remastering some of my older movies when my channel is really bringing up. And those big three will be Venom, Carnage Soon Comes. I'll be giving them extended, longer versions of the original 19-minute movie of that one, and Godzilla Awakens, to give them a longer story. Like, to give them a more alluring a version of the film in its own unique way. Because I actually do want to have that take on it. And I really hope that does make it good. To explain some things a little bit better. To give an improvement. And I really do hope that does actually make a lot more sense. And, I'll be remastering Indoraptor Return. The original one is 26 minutes and 33 seconds long. And with my previous films in later years, Indoraptor Attack being 37 minutes, Jurassic Park Isolation being overall 59 minutes, almost an hour. The sequel to Isolation Extraction being 47, and Jurassic Park Genesis being 42 minutes. Yeah. I've made longer Jurassic Park movies, and I want to give an extended version of Indoraptor Return. Maybe add this figure in, because I actually do want to do that. Like, have some fun with it. And also, like, give a longer version of some lore on the backstory. And actually to change a few things in that. Because in the original version, I put, like, 4 years after, like, it happened. The Indoraptor's escape happened in 2019, and it became, like, years later after the events of Dominion. And with how long Simon, Mac, and Daryl, with rookies arriving on that, yeah, I guess that would not really make a lot of sense. So I decided I'm going to change the time gap there. And a fate of a certain character I'm not going to name. Because, most of the team that gets Billy on the island kind of gets killed. Daryl gets killed, and Simon and Mac get to live. In the first one, in Indoraptor Attack, Simon and Mac get eaten by the Indoraptor. So, sorry if that kind of spoils something for you guys haven't seen Indoraptor Attack and Return, In the Indoraptor Saga playlist, again, I'll tell you to check that out, to get the story all figured out. And if I'm going to be doing a remaster of Indoraptor Return, at least I think you might be wondering, will I do a remastering of the sequel, Indoraptor Attack? No. I figured it's best just to leave the sequels be, because they give a more simple explanational expansion of some things of what happens after and what led to some of the things before. So they don't really need that much to change. It's just the first films, like, they've done well in Return, really hit the 500s in the views. Godzilla Awakens, like, is in the 70s. Venom, I think it's still, like, in the teens. Like, the first Venom movie I made, Carnage Soon Comes. I don't think that weird line. It's like, when Woody Harrelson playing Carnage says, "Soon comes chaos, chaos soon comes." I'm putting Carnage instead of chaos, like, to make that title kind of work. It's fun. Because I feel like I could give a lot more on the story of Indoraptor Return, of it being the starter point of the timeline, and the other sequels that came out after it are more simpler to leave them be, because where that leads to the story. So, yeah, overall, that's kind of the announcement. And will I be making other just dinosaur movies that don't involve Jurassic Park or other Jurassic Park movies, or be continuing the series Jurassic World, the One Horn and the Allosaurus? I know I haven't been on the series for a while, and yes, I will get back to it to give it its completion. For how many episodes I do want just for the show overall, like not a second season or anything, I would want it to have like at least 3 or 4 more episodes before I give it its conclusion and where it leads to itself in the timeline in Jurassic World. And it's separate, it's its own thing away from the Indoraptor Saga and any of my other movies. So yeah. So yeah, I think I've handled some of the Jurassic movies in my own way better. My first good run was the World movies and, well, the World title, and I think I've done that decently enough. Park, I think I've done surprisingly a lot better. Jurassic Park Isolation hit higher numbers than I thought. It's in the 700s, but it didn't pass hugely in the 800s like Indoraptor Attack, so it's not hugely above the Indoraptor Saga's response, but it's still high. Like, that's really impressive. The sequel, Extraction, didn't get the biggest reception, to be honest. Like, the trailers seem to be gotten a lot more reception, and I think the weight died down a bit, and that's why there wasn't much, I guess. I think also the thing with my Tremors movies, like, the third one didn't get that much reception, but the first two kind of did. I kind of think a pattern with that. I think as I hit the handle of more things, or actually do something that might not fit quite right, or actually does fit right, it's just people don't really get it, or either I don't get it and I'm still working on it. Like, it depends on if that works or not. But yeah, Jurassic World Indoraptor Return was a really actual movie version of the idea I've had when I first started my channel, when I did all my toys, when I lived in Crosby, and I started everything else. So yeah, I'm doing a remaster of a remake. That's weird. I know. But I feel like I could have given a lot more of a bigger story with how long I did Indoraptor Attack, and Indoraptor Return was definitely a very long movie in like 20 minutes. Because the longest was in the 19s with Venom and Godzilla, and that was the starters of those movies. The sequel to Venom was Venom Killed Doctor Strange, and that got received a lot better than the first, which was surprising, to be honest. It didn't look too much like the trailers got the big response, but I surprised everyone pretty well with that movie. And my short film Agent Ant-Man, and I will be doing development on the Quicksilver movie, and the cinematic family teaser I did, the thing with my dad and my brother, we had this idea on something, and we actually will do that. It's just like we have the script of our pilot. We're just my dad's trying to get a costume and everything, but he has work, so yeah, there's kind of some scheduling there. Like short things, like short movies of that series, really. But yeah, for the most part, in the Indoraptor Saga, we'll be getting a bigger expansion than we thought. Rookie will be having his stories, and Indoraptor Return gets a whole new flesh coat of paint for a remastered extended version. And Jurassic Era and Jurassic Reign will finally be pushed into development once I get some things out of the way. And I'm very excited. I really hope I get this done and do with them right, because this series is what really brought me up into the Jurassic Park movies, and I really hope this does work. And to JP Carntour Studio, aka Dark Figure Pictures, you are a really good pal, man, and I really hope I actually get the film we wanted to do together finished and brought into life, into the good piece of art. And have some clips of older development on earlier versions of what I was bringing into Jurassic Era. So yeah, I will actually put some scenes in and reimagine some scenes of from that film with Kind Master, with having more better looking effects and the video shop, so it means I'll actually have a lot more to work with, which would be really cool. So yeah, that's kind of the announcement. I don't know how else to really bring it up, but yeah. And I really do hope Jurassic World Rebirth is really good, because it looks good, and I really want it to be, although the Rotten Tomatoes score doesn't look great. Like, it's not terrible, I think it's in the 50s, which is surprisingly not in the worst percentage of the many in Rotten Tomatoes scores. There have been worse for the Jurassic movies. But that is only from critics. We haven't got anything about the audience score or actually more bigger reviews, so that means we don't know just yet. And I really hope those reviews are wrong, because it looks like they're really wanting to bring it back to basics and do a restart of what they were trying to do in the first place with the World Trilogy. And I really hope that makes it more of a fun series to finally put it to rest, because it looks like they really do want to make it have its ending, but they didn't really do so great with it. Even with all the money, I think Universal might have actually had intentions to end it, but it didn't seem like it was giving the right response to give it an end yet. So as long as you keep giving it crap, it's not gonna die. Yeah, I think that's more on us than the studio. But nonetheless, that was my announcement, and I hope I get to give more updates soon.